Hi everyone, hope you are doing all right. So today we will be talking about the gas exchange surface by Science Time IGCSE course, part number 1. So let's do this. But before going to this video, I will be asking you to subscribe my channel. Don't forget to like and drop a comment. And if you haven't turned on the bell yet, please do it. So in that case, you are going to realize my upcoming videos. So at first, gas exchange surfaces. So let's notice all the times that the respiratory system, including lungs, internal and external gills, and trachea, because as you know, different animals, different sections in animal kingdoms are using different parts of their body for breathing in and breathing out. So the respiratory system of different animals might be different, but all share some constant, key and crucial characteristics and behaviors, including surface area, distance across which diffusion takes place, blood supply, which in other words, let's say capillary network, concentration, which means ventilation, and at the last, humid or wet surface, or let's say moist lining. So as you can see in the picture, different animals have different let's say different respiratory systems, but they all share some constant important behaviors, some constant crucial characteristics. So at first, surface area and distance. So at first, surface area. There is a large surface area exposed to the gas. So in that case, more gas particles will diffuse in a given period of time. So as you can see, like there is alveoli in the bronchioles, like the surface area is really large. So in that case, more gas particles are going to diffuse inside and outside the alveoli in a given period of time. For example, in a minute. Or like, for example, let's say in small time intervals also, for example, 3 seconds or 1 second. So like in second distance, the gas exchange surface area is very thin. So in that case, the gas particles require less amount of time to diffuse either inside the capillaries, outside the lungs, or inside the alveoli, as you can see in the picture. So, and something really interesting about it, that the distance that the gas particles, either oxygen or carbon dioxide, have to cover for being diffused outside the alveoli, or also it can be inside the alveoli, it's only 2 cell thick. Can you believe it? Only 2 cell thick. You have to only cover 2 cell thick for being diffused completely. And now, the blood supply and concentration. At first, the blood supply. The alveoli is surrounded by a network of capillaries. Therefore, the continual removal of oxygen by the blood is going to get involved, which maintains the steep diffusion. So in this case, if the network of capillaries inside the alveoli, or let's say surrounded by the alveoli, is going to be high, in that case, the rate in which the oxygen is going to be removed from those capillaries is going to be much more for maintaining a steep diffusion gradient. And also the same thing for concentration. This is nearly the same related to the cardiovascular system that I talked about this concept in details related to the heart structure, how it works, are they being provided into different parts, and so on. So please check it out. So as the pulmonary artery carries deoxygenated blood, which means a high concentration of carbon dioxide and a low concentration of oxygen through the lungs, we breathe in, which defines that inside our lungs, the concentration of O2, or let's say oxygen, is really high. And in the capillaries coming from the pulmonary artery, like from the pulmonary artery going through the arteriole, and then going through the capillaries, the concentration of O2 is very low. And why? Since deoxygenated blood is being carried by those capillaries coming from pulmonary artery, which is very low, which maintains a steep diffusion gradient known as ventilation. The process of ventilation is the process which maintains and keeps a steep diffusion gradient. As you can see in the picture, the diffusion is going to get involved from high concentration area to low concentration area, guys. So in that case, if the difference between concentrations is going to be high as much as possible, the diffusion gradient is going to be much steeper. And now the last part of this presentation, moist lining, or let's say the wet, or in other words, humid surface. The evaporated mucus, which is being composed by almost water vapor, will be released by the goblet cells for moistening the area in order to encourage the gas particles to be dissolved in a much easier and a faster way, as you can see in the picture. So that's all for today. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Drop a comment, and if you haven't turned on the bell yet, please do it. So in that case, you will be watching and checking out my second video related to the second part of this aspect. So see you in our next video.